right? And all of you guys, every single one of you guys are capable of doing everything that we're talking about here. One, because it's free. Two, because it doesn't require any type of genius capability in your brain to take action on these things. And number three, it's free. You can just get started right after this call. So number one, I'm gonna introduce myself and then I'll have David introduce himself. So super quick overview about me. My name is Amir Hussein. I'm the founder of Dark Ventures, which owns around 5 companies. I also own FR Chronic, which is one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. I'm former president at Plum Mobile, which is one of the largest cell phone brands in South America back in the 2010s. And I'm the advisor to Bakresa Group, which is the richest family in all of Africa, and Gorka Cigars, which is one of the most premium cigar brands on the planet. David, please go over some background about yourself, and then we'll get everything going. But first, we just wanted to tell us about ourselves, or tell you guys about ourselves so you guys can understand we are qualified. I'm not going to say, yes, we make this much a year, this much a year, but we have qualification to be able to speak to you guys, to show you guys how to make a fuckload of money. David, please tell us about yourself.
Oop, I was muted. What's going on, guys? Glad to be here again, host another training with you guys. My name is David Schinkel. I am the CEO and founder of Virtus Labs. We are an agency that finds incredible offers, such as the one we're going to be discussing today, and we bring it to our affiliate network. The main focus is focusing on offers that don't have, any sort of like upfront cost. So my main focus for the past couple of years has been the employee retention credit. That's in the tax credit space. Our team has processed over 100 million in submitted refunds. So that's not, my revenue or profit. That's 100 million in refunds, but you guys can do the math with that. It's a really pretty penny on the profit side as well. So absolutely qualified in the tax credit space and dealing with taxes and refunds and things with the IRS and that nature. So really excited to bring this offer to you guys and show you what it's all about. So do you just want me to jump into things, Amir?
Yeah. So I want you guys to have your pen and paper ready, have your notes ready, as we already told you guys. David's gonna be going over the first topic, which is what is Champ Health? And then after that, we're gonna be going over how much money you can make with Champ Health, how that entire process works. We're gonna be showing you guys how to scale out the Champ Health opportunity. And then I'll be showing you guys also how to network properly so you guys can onboard more people for this. And then, David's gonna be going over the benefits of the residual income, all that good stuff. But the first and most important thing is for you guys to understand, what is Champ Health? What is this opportunity? And what does it entail? David, please go over that.
Yeah, so let's jump into things, guys. First off, I need every single person on here to be taking some notes, and I need you guys to write a couple of these things down. So the first thing that I want you guys to note is that this is not a short-term offer. Okay, so previously I was on here, I think a week or two ago, or probably a week or two ago, and I was explaining SETC, the self-employed tax credit, completely separate offer from this, and that has an expiration date of April of 2025. Okay, what we're going to be talking about today, which is called Champ Plan or Champion Health, Champ Health, Champ, however you want to call it, there's no expiration date. Okay, this is long term. I personally plan on building this for the next decade at least. Okay, it's already been around for about a decade. Okay, this is not a brand new program. It's not a brand new thing. The exciting part though, and I want you guys to write this down. So it's not short term. Okay, this is a long term opportunity. Okay, but here's the exciting part. There is less than a 1% market penetration right now. Okay, so what we're going to be going over today is not only long term, but it also, nobody really knows about this product yet. Okay, so we are going to be targeting businesses. I'll talk to you guys about that in just a moment, but I just want to go over that. Okay, now 5 major things about the program. Okay, every single person, I want you guys to write this down. Okay, first thing to write down: There is no net cost for this program. Okay? There is no net cost. So it does not cost the business anything out of pocket. It does not cost employees anything out of pocket. Okay? So it's already a no-brainer. Okay? Because when you are talking to a business owner, there is no net cost. You are not trying to get them to buy anything. Okay? So that's the very first exciting piece. Second thing is that, so just so you guys know, this is in the health insurance space. So if you want to know what niche this is in, it's health insurance. Okay. So first note is that there's no net cost. Second note is this program does not interfere with or replace anything that they currently have. Okay? So, number one, there is no net cost for this. Number two, it does not interfere with or replace any existing health plans that a company offers. Okay, let me turn my camera on so I can see all you guys. What's going on, everybody? I'm in Vegas right now, out here for Affiliate Summit West this week. If any of you guys are out here, want to connect, let's connect. So no net cost for the program. We're not selling anybody anything. Okay. And this does not interfere with or replace any existing health plans that a business owner has. Okay. So even though this is a health insurance, we're not trying to sell them a different type of health insurance. Okay. You guys, here are the three main benefits. Okay. So these are the last three things to make a total of 5 things you guys should have written down. Okay. No net cost, doesn't interfere with or affect or replace anything that a company has. Okay, this is a complete add-on. Okay, maybe you want to write that in parentheses. It's an add-on. Okay, this is completely optional. It's a voluntary. Okay, 3 things that this plan does. Okay, better savings, better benefits, and better pay. Okay, better savings for the company, better benefits for the employee, and better pay for the employee. Okay, I know that sounds crazy. So we're saving the company money, we're giving better benefits to the employees, we're increasing employees' pay without it coming out of the company's pocket. Okay, so like, let's just be very logical and very basic here, guys, with any business. Okay, if you were a business owner and you had employees, right, what are the things that you care about? You care about high retention for your employees, right, making your employees happy, and then you as a company, your bottom line. Okay, so this program is going to save the company money. It's going to increase the employees' pay, and it's going to give the employees better benefits. All right, and I'm going to actually share my screen and show you guys what that is. But I just wanted you guys to write down those 5 things. And there's no net cost for it. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys very quickly how the company is able to save money while at the same time increasing their employees' pay, while at the same time giving their employees better benefits, while at the same time it not costing anybody a penny out of pocket, and it not interfering with anything that the company already has. Okay? And last thing I want you guys to write down, and this is what we'll go into at the end here, is that the commissions are lifetime residual commissions. Okay?
Yeah, so just super quick, David, I don't want to interrupt, but just for everyone to understand, you make a one-time introduction. You guys are getting paid for introductions. The first time you make that introduction, and if everything goes successfully through, you will get paid in perpetuity for the rest of your life, as long as that company stays with Champ Health, forever, right? So This is what people call passive income is not real, this and that. This is one of the closest forms you're possibly going to find because you're making a one-time introduction. This is not something that you're working for. You're just making an introduction, and then you get paid residually from that after the deal goes through. So just for you guys to understand as well, David, if you can just go over how obviously we're only basing with US based companies here, but anybody on the planet can take advantage of this as a business for themselves to take advantage of working with Champ Health. So again, it's for US based businesses that we're targeting, but anybody and every single one of you guys are qualified to actually go ahead and start this opportunity as soon as this call has finished.
Yeah, so something important that you make a really good point. So we're about to go over a lot of information, guys. Just to let you guys know, you guys are not required to learn any of this information, sell anything, okay? Because you actually cannot, unless you have your health license, you cannot present any of this information, okay? So all that you guys are doing is making an introduction, right? I'm going to show you guys right now the benefits and why a company. You guys will see by the end of this, you'll see that any company that is presented this program, it's a no-brainer. They'd be like, why wouldn't I want to be on this program, right? Because it doesn't cost them anything. So all you guys are doing is simply making introductions to us. We're doing all of the closing. We're doing all of the presentation. So going over all of this information with the business owners. We're going over all of the information. We're collecting the census. We're going through the enrollment with the company. We're literally doing all of the work. Yo, and Amir, do you know why it keeps doing that? I think like people keep popping in and out.
People keep on joining. People keep on leaving. I apologize. I mean, I can try to see how we can fix that. But for now, let's just continue. As well as if we can go over the presentation part of things as quick as possible, that would be good because I know that a lot of people don't find the most interest in this. But obviously, as you guys and for everyone that's listening, you guys have to understand. Understanding this part of the presentation is super important because with anything that you do in life, right? If you want to convince someone to do something, if you want to onboard someone onto something, you have to be either an expert or have the ability to teach a class on the subject to be able to be confident enough to know what you're doing. If you are not able to teach someone what Champ Health is, if you're not able to understand fully in your heart and have the confidence to show it to anybody what Champ Health is, then you're not ready to start pushing this out. So again, it's gonna take you a day to understand all the different aspects about Champ, which is why we have live training classes and resources and articles and all that type of stuff on the channels down below. This live training class is just to help you guys get going right away, but we have all the resources down below in all the channels that we have in here. But make sure you guys pay attention to what David is showing here because this is important. It might take a little long, but make sure everyone's paying attention. Please, David, please continue.
Awesome. And I saw some people saying the screen wasn't loading for them, maybe some Wi-Fi issues. So I put the presentation that we're going over right now in the chat. It's just uploading. So give it maybe like 20 more seconds really quickly. But let's jump into things, guys. I will turn off my camera. Hopefully you guys can everybody see my screen? Can you guys let me know in the chat? Can y'all see everything?
Yeah, it's fine. We can see it.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go over this very quickly, just so you guys know. I do a weekly training on this. Amir will make sure you guys are invited. I do a weekly training every Wednesday on this. The first time I was explained this information, it was a little overwhelming, okay? And, you know, I feel I'm a pretty quick learner, okay? So I understand that a lot of what I'm about to go over is going to sound very confusing, but I want you guys to know, like, this is an amazing product and you can literally build, every single one of you guys in here can build a minimum six-figure residual income because you get paid every single month. So what the way the commissions work with this program is, let's say you know a company with 100 employees Okay, and you get them to get on a presentation, right? You tell them, you're like, hey, there's this program that's going to that's going to save you a bunch of money. It's going to increase your employees' pay, and it's going to give your employees a bunch of extra benefits, and it's not going to cost you or your employees anything out of pocket, and it's not going to interfere with anything else that's going on. So basically, you're hitting those 5 points, right? And that's why I wanted you guys to write down those 5 points, right? No net cost, doesn't interfere with anything that a company already has in place, better pay, better savings, and better benefits, right? Those are the 5 main things. That's the elevator pitch, right? That is literally the elevator pitch when you are talking to a business owner. You tell them, hey, there's this, like, you don't have to know anything else about what we're going to go over. You just say, hey, there's this program that's going to save you a bunch of money, that's going to increase your employees' pay, and it's also going to give the employees better benefits, and it's not going to cost you anything out of pocket. Okay. Now, just to give you guys some context, this is some of the companies that already have employees on this program. Okay, there's about 200,000 employees that are currently on this program. We have the ability to onboard up to 300,000 employees a month right now.
Guys, take notes. These are the companies that are working with Champ right now. This is not some new business that was just created. You know, 2 guys in a garage made a business. Champ Health is an extremely serious business that's partnered with some of the biggest corporations in the United States. Guys, take notes here, please.
And guys, because of this, just to give you guys some context too, we started with Champ so Champ's been around for 10 years, okay, the better part of 10 years. I actually have some friends that have been doing Champ for a little bit. I've just been doing other businesses. Between September and today, basically 3 months, or 4 months, we have onboarded almost 30,000 employees. Okay. And we'll get more into the commissions, but just to kind of excite you guys, just so you guys know, you get paid anywhere from $5 to $10, right? You earn a higher commission per employee per month. So I want you guys to all write down this acronym. It's PEPM, PEPM, per employee per month. Okay, PEPM.
Also, just for you guys to understand, if you want to put it on a longer term scale, you can scale it to years. So $60 to $120 per year per employee, right? So if you're onboarding a company with 1,000 employees, that's going to be a 6-figure payout per year, right? So understand that. Obviously, some people think, oh, I'm only going to onboard 2 employees. Like, guys, the minimum and the smallest company that you can onboard is around 20 employees per company. And David can give more info on that. But we have people that are onboarding companies with like 20, 30,000 employees. We're currently speaking to Bass Pro Shops. So, you know, if you want to think bigger, you can make more with this opportunity. If you want to think small, you know, you want to onboard.
You cut out a little bit actually.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah. So the largest company that we've onboarded, guys, is 10,000 employees. There's another company that we've onboarded with over 9,000 employees. We just had our last call with them last week. There's another company with 7,700 employees. As Amir mentioned right now, we're talking with Bass Pro Shops with 43,000 employees. We're also talking with a giant grocery store chain that has 256,000 employees, guys. Okay, at $10 per employee per month, we are making $2.5 million a month in profit. Okay, like, guys, this is like, you guys all know Patrick Bet David, right? Probably every single person in here knows Patrick Bet David. You guys should really pay attention because insurance is the real game. Okay, you guys all want to make big money. You talk to anybody that's seriously wealthy, they do something in the insurance game, okay? And this is insurance, all right? Patrick Bet David just sold his insurance company for $400 million, okay? This is big boy money that we're talking about here, okay, guys? This is residual money, right? Even if you onboard a business with 1,000 employees, right, getting paid $10 per employee, getting paid an extra 10 grand, who in here wouldn't want, yeah, I'm sure some of us in here make some really good money, right? But I make some good money too, and I can tell you guys personally that an extra $120K a year, right, 1,000 employees, 10,000 a month, 12 months, 120K a year. That's a nice little bit of pocket change, right? That's rent covered, a couple bills covered, right? That's nice to have residual income, right? And I don't really like to use the term residual because it is residual, but in the beginning, it is active, right? Because you have to actively go out. This is like a real business, like it is sales, right? You're going to have to go out and find companies that you know, right? It works best with warm relationships. So if your friend's mom is the VP of global sales at some company, right? And that was actually a scenario with one of our large companies, right? Or your grandpa owns a bunch of hotel chains or something like that, right? That's like the type of that's where you kind of get the in with, and then you get those companies onboarded, and then you use those companies to make referrals, right? So this is kind of like that how this sort of sales goes. But yeah, just so you guys know, we've onboarded 30,000 employees in the past 4 months, and you can do the math on that. It's a 6-figure monthly income already. And this stacks, guys. I want you guys to know this is long term. When a company gets on this plan, they don't get off this plan, okay? So it's not like car insurance that we're selling where it's only for 12 months or 6 months. This isn't like a yearly plan or anything like that. This is forever, okay? Once a company gets on the program, they don't get off the program, and you guys will see why in just a moment, okay? So let's keep moving forward. These are a bunch of the partnerships that we have, okay? So this is you'll see in just a moment, this is an integration with the company's payroll. And so these are all some of the largest payroll companies in the country, and we have official partnerships with them. So if you guys are asking yourselves, like, is this program legitimate? Is it been vetted? Is it actually legit? Well, none of these companies would have their employees on the program if it wasn't legit, and we would not have partnerships with these companies if it wasn't vetted to the highest level with all of these companies, right? So the way this program works, guys, is it is a proactive approach to healthcare. Okay, so what happens is the employer decides to offer this to their employees, okay? And what are they offering to their employees? It is this app right here, okay? So if you go into the App Store, you'll see an app and you search Champ Plan. It's an app that you can download. Now, it won't connect to anything if you're not connected to a company that's on the program, right? But you can all go and see the app. It's a real live working app because this isn't a new program. There's hundreds of thousands of employees that are currently actively participating in this program, okay? The best way to explain this to you guys, let me give you all an analogy, okay? You guys know about car insurance, and you guys know how there's like those safe driving discounts where you can put this little device in your car. Like Geico has this, Allstate has this, State Farm has this. And there's these little devices that you can put in your car, and it monitors your driving, right? It monitors how hard you stop, how fast you accelerate, all the different variables that this little computer that they have you install in your car. And then based on the safe driving, you're able to get discounts on your car insurance, right? You guys familiar with that? So it's kind of like that, but for health. So right now, the way health insurance works, guys, is if you are with a company, you work for a company and you're an employee, maybe some of you guys on this call work for a company and you have health insurance that they offer you, right? And God forbid anything was to happen right now, you go down to the doctor's office, you see the doctor, write this down, guys. This is called a CPT code, okay? The doctors generate a CPT code, all right? And that is a medical billing code, and that is what generates an explanation of benefits, or an EOB. And that EOB is what pays out the insurance claim, okay? Because that's why you pay for insurance, right? So in case you get hurt, you get a big check, right, to pay for what's going on. And that's how it works. But there has to be some sort of justification, right? The insurance payment doesn't just come, right? It has to be triggered by an explanation of benefits that is triggered by a doctor putting in a CPT code. So you can write all that down. CPT code triggers explanation of benefits, triggers insurance payment, right? That's how normal healthcare works. And that's what we call reactive healthcare, right? It is reacting to something that happens. Okay? This is proactive. So what happens is each employee downloads the Champion Health app. The very first time they enroll in the app, they fill out an HRA, a health risk assessment. Based on the way that they fill out that health risk assessment, they are created their own health management plan. And then all the employee has to do is once a month, the employee has to go into the app and watch a 5-minute video on whatever is based on their health. Okay, so for example, employee fills out health risk assessment, says that their family has a history of having diabetes and they have diabetes. Well, now the video that they're shown might be a 5-minute video on something related to mitigating diabetes. Okay? So by the employee watching that video, that triggers a CPT code, which triggers an explanation of benefits, which triggers a payment to be made to the employee. Okay? So the employee is getting paid for participating in their health. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Okay, and we're gonna go over the numbers in just a moment, but that's the gist of this program, is that this program creates healthier employees because they are taking control of their health, right? They are having a proactive approach to the health. They are learning about their health. And statistically, right, there's been statisticians and numbers, people that have ran all this, that this can help reduce future ailments. Okay, so this is massively, and I know, and I get, guys, like, trust me, I get, guys, I'm 30 years old, okay? I've never in my life, thank God, have never been in the hospital for anything super serious, right? I've broke a bone snowboarding one time, right? I've never had anything, like, my health is really good, right? I take care of my health. I watch what I eat. So and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. And a lot of you guys are like, oh, I'm young, why do I care? And maybe you don't, and I don't have I have 1099 employees and VAs and things like that, but I don't have actual like W-2 staff or a real company. So trust me, I get some of this stuff. You guys are like, well, this is boring. Like, none of this matters. But guys, remember, we're small ball, right? Like us in the Web3, the crypto space, great, right? But like, it's very small compared to the actual like big boys, trillionaires, billionaires. That's like the guy. Let me put it this way: the people that are like putting, like, I was very much in the Web3 space, involved in the NFT space. I love this whole space, right? But let's be very real, right? The people that are providing the liquidity for these multi-$100 billion market caps and $1 trillion market caps, who do you think is putting, where do you think that money was made originally, right? It was made in things like this. It was made in real spaces like healthcare, like insurance, like real estate, things like that, right? That's where the money is actually made in this world, right? Assets, commodities, real things like this, recession-proof sort of things, so that people can invest in new technology like Web3 and crypto and all this sort of stuff, right? Because we're still, mass adoption and stuff hasn't happened yet. It's not like everybody's using crypto on a regular basis, right? It's a very small niche of people that use crypto, right? So the point that I'm making is, like, I want you guys to really be paying attention here, because even though this is boring stuff, this will make everybody in here a fuck ton of money if you seriously pay attention. It's going to make me, over the next couple of years, like, regardless, you guys can ride with us if you want, but Amir, myself, some other people in here, we're going to make literally hundreds of millions of dollars over the next 5 to 10 years using like vehicles like this. because it just makes sense, right? We're not having to sell anything. So I know it's a little bit boring when we're talking about this stuff, but I really want you guys to lock in here, okay? So this is a proactive approach to healthcare. Now let's talk about the good stuff, okay? Let's talk about like the real, like good stuff and how this actually matters, okay? Every single company that gets on this program, okay, they are going to save $573.60 per employee per year. And no, this is not a tax credit. No, this is not a refund that they get at the end of the year. No, none of that. This is actual, real, bottom line savings that the company is saving every single month. Okay, it's $47.80 per month per employee, which is $573.60 per employee per year. Okay.
This is the most important part of the presentation, guys, for you to understand what the company or how the company is actually benefiting. So make sure you have your pen and paper on this exact section, guys. This is super important.
Because this is what you lead with right here, guys. This is why a company gets on here, right? Better benefits is great, right? Getting to if I was an owner of a company, right? If I had 500 employees or I had 100 employees or 1,000 employees, right? Yeah, I care about my employees, right? I want to see them get better pay, right? I want to see them get better benefits, which we'll get into in just a moment, right? We'll get into all the employee benefits in just a moment. But at the end of the day, what is going to motivate me? What is going to motivate a business owner to actually give you the time of day to listen to what the fuck you're talking to them about, right? Well, you take this number and you multiply it by how many employees they have. And you tell them, well, Joe, you just told me you have 1,000 employees. Well, guess what, Joe? This program is not going to cost you a penny out of pocket. But what it is going to do, Joe, it's going to save you $573,000 in the next 12 months on your FICA taxes.
Now,
because you're going to be...
That's for 1,000 employees. That's the math that he's doing. You just multiply 573.6 times whatever the hell, 50 employees, you do it times 50, 100 employees, you do it times 100, and then you get the number. So exactly the follow-up that David just had here, and David, sorry to interrupt, but this is super important for you guys to understand. What David is saying and the exact script and format that we're speaking, we'll provide it in one of the channels for you guys, but I need you to write this down. This is one of the key points. Maybe put a star, or maybe put like a big explanation point, or maybe make this in bold letters in your notes in your pen and paper or wherever you're taking your notes. This is super important. This is what's going to trigger the business owner or the business executive to want to work with Champ. And this is one of the most important things that they need to know. If anything, this is the only thing that they need to know when you're speaking to them. And then from there, you appointment set and you make the introduction to the Champ Health team.
Yep. I can tell you guys, real example, just had a call the other day with a envelope manufacturing company. And they have about 200 employees. And so the number for them was, I think like when we ran it, I'm not going to pull up my calculator, it was like 113,000 or something like that. And I remember the business owner initially was like, yeah, 113,000. And then everybody else, there was like the CFO was on there, their benefits broker was on there, and one other person was on there. And they all like interjected. They were like, well, I don't know about you, but we care about $113,000, right? And so like will make companies be like, huh? Like have that moment of like, okay, like this is your hook, guys. Okay, when you talk about a hook for an offer, this is the hook, is that we are saving the company, and it's fixed, guys. It's fixed. This number never changes. Okay. So it's the best way I ever heard Shane, the VP of this company, put it. He says, for every belly button that the company has, okay, they're going to save $573.60 per year. Okay. So for every single employee that they have, $573.60 per year. So this is a huge, and it's not costing them. It's literally like they aren't going to save this money if they're not on the program, but they will save the money if they're not on the program. This is the actual savings. Okay? after the cost of the program, because I'll just so you guys know, there is a cost, but there's no net cost. There's no actual out-of-pocket cost. So what I mean to say here is that the company is actually saving before the cost that the company pays for the program. They are actually saving over $1,000 per employee, right? But we take a cost out, and that's how obviously people have to get paid, right? Where do the commissions come out of, right? Everybody has to get paid. Doctors have to get paid. Everybody has to get paid for this, right? So this is the after, so there's no net cost. So we'll get into that in just a moment, because I want you guys to all understand that there is a cost for the program, but the savings that the employee gets and the savings that the company gets are greater than what the cost of the program is. So they are net positive, if that makes sense, guys. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Next benefit. Okay. So first major benefit. So when we talked about, remember I said in the beginning, I said it's better savings, better pay, and better benefits, right? There was 5 things I had you guys write down, right? No net cost, and that it doesn't interfere with anything that they have going on, right? Does not interfere with or replace their current health plan, right? So those are like 2 side notes, but then the 3 major benefits is better savings, better pay, and better benefits. So we just talked about the savings. That's the better savings. Okay, company's saving a fixed savings, $573.60 per employee per year. So you just take, they say they have 41 employees. You take 41 times $573.60. Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, this is how much money you're going to be saving that you weren't previously saving if you were on Champion Health, if you had the Champ plan. Okay. Now, better pay. Let's talk about the better pay. Each employee that is enrolled in Champion Health, their pay goes up by an average of $1,500 a year net, which is about $125 a month. So that is net take-home increase in their pay, meaning that if they were taking home $3,000 a month before this program, now they are taking home $3,125 a month. No funny business, no gross, no nothing. This is real net increase in the employee's pay. Okay? Actual net increase in the employee's pay. So that's the better pay. Okay, so better savings, better pay. Now let's go over the benefits. This is where it gets exciting, guys. This is like for someone like myself, like when we're talking about it, like money is all cool and everything, and I love money, right? People that say, money, what do they say? Money, what's that saying that isn't true, Amir, all the time about money?
Is the root of all evil?
No, money can't buy happiness, right? I think that's absolute BS. I think money buys. You shouldn't focus on money. You should focus on purpose. So that's kind of the point that I'm trying to make here, is that for those of you guys that are actually like for me, sales, like when it comes to selling things, I'm very I have high integrity, and I need to be able to sleep at night knowing that what I'm selling, because this is a sale at the end of the day, right? We're selling a company on getting on a program, right? They could ultimately say no if they don't think it's for them, but when you guys look at this, it's a no-brainer, right? Why wouldn't you want to save $573.60 per employee? Why wouldn't you want your employees to have an increase in their pay, and why without it being any sort of net cost, right? And we'll get into the numbers in just a second, but here's the benefits, guys. Every single employee that is enrolled in this program, they are going to get unlimited primary care doctor, unlimited urgent care, all $0 copay, $0 deductible. They don't pay a penny. 100% preventative care, okay? All $0. It's all paid for by the program, okay? Unlimited prescriptions. The whole family gets that, okay? Employees plus the whole family. 85% of the most commonly prescribed medications, all $0 copays. Okay. Also, the whole family is going to get direct primary care, which means 24/7, 365, they can connect with a licensed therapist or licensed counselor on an average in about 10 minutes. They can get connected 24/7, 365 to handle any of these things. Addictions, your kid's getting bullied in school, you're going through divorce, you're going through depression. You guys want to know right now that the average with major medical right now, the average wait time is 3 months for somebody that wants to talk to a mental health specialist. And the last thing that you want to tell somebody that if they want to speak to a counselor because they're having mental health issues is that, sorry, you have to wait 3 months. So this program, each employee is able to, and their whole family is able to have access to this direct primary care 24/7, 365, doesn't cost a penny. You can talk to them every single day. They're all licensed therapists and counselors. The direct primary care, right? So the main reason why you usually go to the doctor, right? You have a cold, you have a flu, right? You have strep throat, you have tonsillitis, you have a sore throat. Any of the main reasons why you usually go to the doctor is all covered by this program, right? Now, to be clear, this does not cover surgeries, right? It's not covering broken bones. This is not major medical. This is supplemental, okay? This is covering, but this is most of the reason why people typically go to the doctors. Also, virtual vet for the whole family is covered. So this isn't like guinea pigs and beavers and rats and things like that. This is just dogs and cats, but your dogs and cats are on here as well. I know like one of our guys, their dogs swallowed a grape and they were able to use the vet and save $1,000 on the vet just having to tell them to like take peroxide, or I think that was the cure. But yeah, so all of that, so literally all of this is covered for and paid for by the program with no net cost to the employee. Okay, now here's a huge benefit, guys. Okay, let me like just a history lesson, because, or not history, but just FYI sort of thing, because I didn't know this. Okay, guys, in the US, if a company has over 50 employees, W-2 employees, they are legally required to offer some sort of health plan and health benefits to their employees. Okay? So every big company has some sort of health plan or some sort of major medical plan that they are on. Okay? Now, bear with me. Write this down, guys. Major medical right now, so like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, right? Any sort of major medical that a business has, the cheapest copay is anywhere from $25, $45, or $75 if an employee wants to go to the primary care doctor urgent care. Okay? So another reason, think about this, guys. If you're a business owner, okay, not only are you going to be incentivized by saving all this money per employee, but now all of your employees can offload their co-pays that you have, because this doesn't change, right? It's where like stay on your major medical, right? We don't want you to change your major medical. We're not telling them to change anything they have, right? Remember, that was one of the 5 main points of this. It does not interfere with or replace anything they have. Okay, but it can be supplemental. It can be an add-on. So now, instead of all the employees having to pay $25, $45, $75 when they want to go to primary care or urgent care, now they can pay $0 on Champ Plan. They're offloading all the copays onto Champ Plan, which is going to help the company with the renewals on their major medical. Right? Because renewals and the rates that they're given on major medical are directly correlated to how many claims the employees are making each year. Okay, so that's like a whole different angle and benefit for companies being on Champ, aside from having all these amazing benefits. Okay? And let's just keep going through here really quickly. I want to show you guys the numbers really quickly, and show you guys just how this works, because if you guys are like me, you've got to this point, you're like, all right, I understand what you're telling me, David. This program is going to save the company a bunch of money on their taxes. It's going to increase their employees' pay. It's going to give their employees all these awesome benefits that you just went over, and it's not going to cost them anything out of pocket. And it doesn't interfere with anything they have. How does that possibly work? How can that legally possibly work, right? How can it just benefit and save everybody money and be this happy ending for everybody, right? Well, I'm going to show you guys. Okay? So this is an example paycheck. Okay? On the left-hand side, pay very close attention to my cursor, guys. Okay? So pay very, very close attention to my cursor. Like, seriously, lock in here. If you guys are like the analytical type, and you really want to lock in right here, okay? So Just follow where my cursor's at.
Don't think we can see your cursor, but if you just want me to, I can point the cursor because they can see the recording. Where exactly?
I might be able to draw on here. Hold on. Can you guys see if I draw like that?
Yeah. We could see that. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so like let's do this. So guys, right here we have gross pay 45.49. Okay, so this is a guy, John Smith, who's making 45.49 a month. Okay, that's his gross. Okay, right now we're assuming he's taking $111 deduction for major medical, and he's taking a 401k deduction. Okay, these are pretty basic standard deductions. Okay, and so after all of this, he has to pay taxes on the rest of that, which is $935. Okay, and that's going to federal income tax, state tax, Medicare, Social Security, SDI. Okay, all of that adds up to that $935.34. So what John Smith is actually taking home is $32.40.24, right? If you've ever worked a 9 to 5, been a W-2 employee, maybe some of you guys on here are W-2 employees, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You make gross, you obviously don't take the gross home. Right, there's taxes and sometimes deductions if you decide to take them, right, to pay for your medical or if you pay into a 401k. So this is a very standard, typical paycheck. Okay, and that's just somebody without Champion Health. Okay, now let's go to the right side. Okay, same thing here, same gross pay, same 45.49, same major medical. Okay, same 401k deductions. The only difference here, guys, is that there is a $1,200 deduction that is going towards Champion Health. Okay, now bear with me. Some of you guys are probably already jumping the gun and thinking, oh my gosh, this thing costs $1,200. The employees have to pay $1,200 every single month for this program. Like how? Okay, that must be the catch. No, just bear with me, guys, because that is true. Yes, there is a $1,200 cost every single month. Okay, so each employee is paying $1,200 deductions pre-tax, right? That's what Section 125 is. It's a pre-tax deduction. So they are allocating their pre-tax dollars to pay for this program. But bear with me, guys, okay? So they take a $1,200 pre-tax deduction. What that does is it lowers their taxable income. That's the big key here, guys. So instead of this $935.34, now same pay, same gross pay, but because he's taking this deduction of $1,200, that's saving him $313 in taxes. Okay. And then what happens is, remember I told you guys about the app. The employee participates in that app for 5 minutes. They watch that video, and that's what triggers the CPT code to pay for to trigger an explanation of benefits, and then a payment is made to the employee. This is the sauce of the program, guys, okay? Is that the government made it legal where if an employee is participating in preventative medical care, okay, it's called IRS Section 213D. It says if an employee is participating in preventative medical care, then they are allowed to be paid a post-tax or other also known as tax-free, a tax-free claim benefit. Okay, so the employee is paid $1,010. That's the whole sauce of this program, guys. That is how all the savings in this whole thing is able to magically work and save everybody money, is that the employee is getting paid a tax-free $1,010 for participating in bettering their health. Okay, and that is 100% tax-free. So they're taking a $1,200 deduction, but then getting paid a $1,010 claim benefit. And that is a difference of $190. Okay? And that $190 taken out of the tax savings, the $313.55, is what is left over. So maybe that clicked for some of you guys. Maybe it didn't. Might need to rewatch it. Luckily, Amir recorded this for you guys. But the cost of the program for the employee every month is $190. Okay, to put it very simply. There is a $190 premium every single month that the employee pays for this program. But, and this is the biggest but, okay, is that they are going to be saving more in taxes than the actual program costs. So what is left over, they are only going to be net positive, guys. So this one, you see in this example, there's still $313.55 minus $190 is still a net positive $125.55. And that is why the only thing you need to pay attention to is right here. This last thing I'm circling right here is that John Smith, all the employee sees is an increase. Okay, so instead of making $32.40.24, now John is taking home $33.63. All of this, the deduction, the payment, the employee doesn't need to worry about any of that. It's all done in the background by the payroll company. The employee never sees a decrease in their paycheck. They are only going to see that increase in their paycheck. So that is how the numbers, the money gets moved around and the numbers work. And it's all legal, guys. It's all 100% by the book, using IRS codes, fully approved. We have opinion letters from ERISA lawyers, who are the highest level of lawyers in this industry. It's an engineer. It's the way the program is engineered, guys. Okay, so the two people that actually created Champion Health are engineers. Okay, so they were able to engineer this plan where the employee uses a pre-tax deduction of $1,200, gets paid a post-tax claim benefit. So there's still a difference, $190, right, that the employee has to pay. But because the employee is saving more than that $190 in taxes, right, they're able to, they don't pay anything out of pocket. They're actually getting an increase. So the pitch, guys, is that the employee is getting paid to take these benefits. Like, it's such a unique offer, right? So the employee is going to come into work one day and they're going to be they're going to get enrolled into this program, and they're going to say, hey, we're increasing your pay and we're paying you more to take all these benefits, and here's how it works. Do you want to say no to it? Right? That's how it's presented to the employee. And just think about yourself, right? Like, we're all smart in here, right? We all got to this point in this group, right? If you're doing something right, you got something going on upstairs, right? If you were in a 9-to-5 position, you walked in and your employer said, hey Joe, your pay is actually going to be going up every month moving forward, and you're going to get access to all these extra benefits. And all you'll need to do is just go onto this app once a month and watch a 5-minute video. You can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can do it sitting on the toilet in the morning once a month. Doesn't matter. We're going to remind you and send you push notifications once a week through the app. So it'll be really easy. Do you want to say no to that? Right? We don't really see employees say no. So we typically see 90 to 95% of the company enroll in the program. Okay. And just so you guys know, the only requirement is that the company needs to have at least 10 full-time W-2 employees. That's it. There's no maximum. They could have hundreds of thousands of employees. Okay? And just last thing I want to go over, guys, is just the savings for the company. Okay? We talked about the savings already, but just so it makes sense, so you guys understand it. So that $1,200 deduction that's being taken by the employee every month, well, there's and this is every single company in the country, right? If you have employees, they're W-2 employees, every single company, it's just like paying taxes to Uncle Sam. This is taxes, FICA taxes. Okay, it's a FICA match. Every single company knows about, if you have W-2 employees, you know about your FICA match. Okay, and it's 7.65%. So because the employee is taking that $1,200 pre-tax deduction, they don't have to pay that 7.65% FICA match, which is $91.80. So remember when I was telling you guys earlier that the company is actually like a gross savings of over $1,000 a year per employee, right? But we charge them an admin fee, right? So they're saving $91.80 per employee per month, which is well over $1,000, right, per employee. But remember, we said it's $573.60. So why is it lower? It's because there's an admin fee that we charge, and this is where the per employee per month. This is where our commissions come out of, the $44 admin fee. So what's left over is $47.80. And that's per employee per month. Okay? The individual employee monthly breakdown. And $47.80 over 12 months is $573.60. So it's always going to be a fixed savings. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the company is saving money. That's how the employee is getting an increase in their pay. And that's how the numbers work for everybody. Okay. I'll pretty much close it up there. I mean, the last thing I'll just mention, guys, is that we do everything, right? So you guys are not required, just to reiterate, like none of this that I went over are you guys required to remember, nor you cannot even legally explain this sort of stuff. Now, I mean, when I say legally, I mean like you without a health license, right? Not like the FBI are going to show up at your door or anything like that, but you're not supposed to share any of this information without having your health license. Okay, so all you guys have to do is simply make introductions. Is there any questions that anybody has?
Yeah, so we're going to answer the questions in a second. I did want to go over the topics of how to network with people to get your foot into the door, to be able to find executives and find companies that are qualified for this, especially if you're not based in the US, which a lot of you guys are not based in the US here. So I just wanted to go over super quick how to network with the people properly, the people that are going to help you get into these circles, the people that are going to help you make introductions to certain people that are going to be leads for the Champ Health opportunity. So this topic, I'm going to go over it super quick. It might take 2 to 5 minutes. It's just how to get in touch with anyone. Now, like, I literally don't even have anything to read off of. I'm just going to more so go off the top of my head, but there's a lot of different ways that you can get in touch with anyone. So with, for the people that are based in the US, it's as simple as just literally going outside, right? Where are people that are, you just have to think to yourself, where are people that are executives of companies hanging out? Where are these people going? Where are these people spending their off time? And where are these people going to network with other like-minded individuals? So, like, for example, David is at a affiliate marketing summit or some other event, I think in Las Vegas. He's at this event, and what he's doing obviously is he's there to present himself and to be able to show his face, which is tied to many different brands, to be able to create more opportunities for himself, right? So doing that is a great first step to be able to get your foot into the door with tons of different people that are going to be able to introduce you to other people to help you with this opportunity. Now, with that being said, you can partner with people, you can tell your friends, you can tell your network, you can tell other high-level people about this opportunity, and also tell them, hey, if you know anyone that's going to be fit for this, if you know anyone that's qualified that owns businesses, please send them my way. Majority of people in your network, if they are your friend, they'll do it for you for free. They'll do it for you happily. Yeah, no issues, don't worry. But if you do want to incentivize people, you can be like, hey, I'll pay you to introduce me to people, or hey, I'll pay you to do this, I'll pay you to do that, which is 10 times more easier than trying to have them learn about Champ Health all about themselves, right? Imagine someone trying to learn Champ all throughout themselves. It's probably not going to happen, right? So you guys are here right now. You guys are learning about Champ Health right now. The easiest way for you guys to network with more people is obviously to have your current network look for you and scout for you to find people, to have them go to events or for you to go to events. And that's the in real life approach, right? Having people do things in real life. Now, a different method, obviously, as you guys would probably understand, is using social media, using cold outreach, You can partner with people to help you find people that are qualified for this. You can find people that are online, that are on Twitter, that are on LinkedIn, that are on Instagram, or maybe you have an email list. And you can shoot out emails, you can shoot out cold messages to these people, whether you know them or whether you don't know them. If you do know them, you're gonna have to have a different approach, a more friendly approach, a more personalized approach. And if you don't know them, you're gonna even have to take an even more personalized approach because you don't know this person. So approaching people, whether you want them to help you find people or whether they are the person that you're looking for to onboard on the Champ or to introduce them to Champ, you have to approach them in a certain way. And obviously, as David said, and as I recommend, this is not something that you can just do cold emails with and just start shooting cold emails to everybody and hope someone makes a response. Because the simple truth is that majority of people that see this, that don't know you or that don't know someone in your extended network, they're just simply not gonna listen to you, and they're simply just not gonna understand Champ, and they're not gonna wanna talk to you. That's what we've gotten throughout the entire Champ opportunity. So the easiest way for you is to use your current network to help you find people for you, or if you are a very well-connected individual, use that network to your leverage. Reach out to as many people as possible. Explain to them what you have going on in as little and as few words as possible so you're not confusing people. So it's all about, just like David said, a lot of this is sales, whether it's convincing someone to get on the call with the Champ team or whether it's convincing someone to help you to find people to then bring on top of this opportunity. So at the end of the day, it's all about how you present yourself. It's all about your personal branding. It's all about your leverage. How do you leverage your personal connections? How do you leverage, whether it's a favorite credit system? A lot of people in, different networks leverage credits and, different favors that they do with each other. I'll do a favor for you. In return, I can do this favor for you. One of those type of things. And again, there's a million different ways on how you can do this. You can pay people to introduce you to people like I do. I don't know, a lot of you guys follow me on Twitter. I literally pay people to introduce me to other people. I'll literally pay someone $1,000 to introduce me to someone to where then I can do business with that's going to make me $100,000. So it only makes sense, right? So again, take notes. There's a lot of different ways that you guys can do this approach. But even if you really, really want to get in touch with someone, right? And let's per se they're not answering. This is like the more extreme approach. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Some people feel certain ways about it. But if someone that I really need to get in touch with is not answering me, I'll reach out to their family. I'll reach out to their close friends. I'll see who I have mutual friends with them on social media. I'll figure out a way to where I can get their phone number and shoot them a text and be like, hey, you don't know me, but here's why I want to talk to you, right? Majority of people in this world will act upon one thing. If they can make money with it or if it benefits them in either or a certain way. If you can convince people that they will benefit off of them helping you or off of them wanting to talk to Champ, if they can benefit or if you can tell them how they can benefit, they will move. This is something that's found common throughout poor people, throughout people who are in the middle class, and throughout people who are very, very, very rich. It's the same concept. How can people benefit? Now, what they want for the benefit might be different. Some people want power, some people want connections, some people want money, but it's all about how people can benefit. It does not matter where you go. It does not matter how you say something. All people care about is how they benefit. Yeah, there's gonna be, that one weird person that just doesn't care about anything. All right, I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the average person cares about how they're going to benefit. So if you can put that together, if you're very good at developing ways on how you can convince people to do things, you're basically gonna do very, very good with this, right? And this goes on for all different offers. This goes on for all different types of sales. And this goes on for many different things in life. How to convince people to do something. How do you move someone or how do you convince someone to be able to make an action on your behalf that benefits you, whether you tell them it benefits them or not. So that's all it is. How to network with anybody and how to get in touch with anybody. This is a simple concept that I will go over more in the future. Now, David, I think we went over a majority of the info here. And just so you guys know, David does not take his time out of his day to literally go over an over 1 hour presentation to show people on exactly what Champ Health is. So I want you guys to give a big thanks to David. This is a big deal. David is extremely busy. He's an extremely busy person that's talking to big business executives all day long. So I really appreciate David's time, and obviously with my time as well. I don't take my time out of my day to do these types of calls. There's about 25 of you guys in here, and for the people that are in here, you guys are going to crush it if you take advantage of this opportunity and take action on it right away. With a lot of things in life, we hear them, we see them, we know how to do them, and we know the solutions to all of our problems, but a lot of us do not do it because we're simply lazy and unorganized, right? There is no such thing as busy. These are simple core values that I have for myself. There's no such thing as busy. There's no reason why you should be unorganized, and there's no reason why you should just not do something right away when you know that you can do it. So with that being said, if this is something that you feel comfortable with, if this is something that you feel prepared and equipped with to take advantage of, make sure you guys do it right away. Before you guys do something right away, you must know exactly what you're doing. So with that being said, just equip yourself with as much knowledge as possible, because preparation brings confidence and confidence brings results. So make sure you guys do that. So we went over how you guys get paid, right? The benefits of the residual income, how to scale Champ, what is Champ Health, right? And obviously you guys understand a lot more what Champ Health is now, but the idea of how to scale Champ is as simple as how to network properly, how to get in touch with anyone properly, right? If you want to bring on a general partner with yourself for Champ Health, that can also be good, right? There's multiple different skill levels that are involved with scaling any offer or scaling any opportunity that take place, right? A lot of times people partner on different opportunities, whether it's one person focuses on the outreach and the other person focuses on closing the client or converting the client or generating that lead to be a successful lead, right? So whether you want to partner with someone on this, that is something that you can 100% do. Right? That's just between you and that person to defer how you want to split the money, the profits, and all of that. Now, what we're going to get into now, this is the last part of this presentation. David, please bear with me. Everyone else, please bear with me. I know this has been a very long call, but we're going to finish up everything with finishing up the questions. David, I don't know if you want to look through the lounge chat. I'm not sure which chat you're looking at, but there's like a lot of questions that people have. So if we want to start from the top, that'll be good. David, you see which chat I'm looking at, right? The VC chat.
Yeah, I see a couple of different chats in here. Yeah, so I mean, I see someone asked, what's the duration when the deal is signed to when we get the commission?
Hold on. Let me just drop it for you here. I'm gonna drop you this copy message link. Okay, go to the main chat and then look at the link I just posted there. Click on that link and you'll actually pull up the main chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you just want to start from the top, and then we'll work our way with any important questions. If you guys have any questions, literally drop them. We're going to take around 5 minutes to answer all these. David, if you just want to go over those, that'll be great.
Yeah, okay, so let's see. Does business owners count? Yeah, they're included in the count. If you're asking like the 10 or more. So if it's like 9 employees and the 10th one is a business owner, yeah, they would count. If they pay themselves W-2. Essentially someone else, are we sourcing these people that don't know about this benefit? Is there a limitation of allocation per person? No. So yeah, there's no limitation. Like we have a massive runway. There's less than a 1% market penetration on this. So most businesses don't know about anything like this, which is really cool. Some businesses are familiar with Section 125 because Section 125, and it's also known as like cafeteria plans. They've been around since 1978, so they're not brand new. Are we essentially sourcing these people that don't know about this benefit? Yeah. So you're not sourcing the people, right? You're going to we're closing the businesses, right? The businesses have to decide to offer this to their employees. So we're not going after individual employees. We're going after the highest person in a business, like the CFO or the human resources officer or the VP or the CEO. Those are the kinds of people that we're looking for, the decision makers of the company that are going to say, yes, we want to offer this to our employees, right? So it's what's called an employer-sponsored program. It's a Section 125 cafeteria plan, employer-sponsored, self-funded. I know that's a mouthful, but it's literally what it is. A Section 125 cafeteria plan. It's employer-sponsored, self-funded by the employee. Another question: how does international tax work? No, so this is only for companies that are in the U.S. and the 50 states. Let's see. Yes, presentation sent in the group chat. No problem, guys. Are these small business who signed up with Champ Health or the company itself? I'm not sure, Augie. Maybe you can. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but maybe if you were asking, like when I showed you Amazon and Domino's and things like that, it's not, obviously like Amazon just by themselves, Amazon probably has millions of employees, right? But there's about 200,000 that are on Champ. So it's not like we have all of Amazon. It's, DSPs, distribution centers, warehouses, things like that. A lot of franchises for a lot of those companies that where the franchise owners, the individual franchise owners have offer this to their employee, have chosen to offer them. So just to be very clear. Now the one on there, Piggly Wiggly, I have no idea even what that is. I guess it's a popular food spot or grocery store. I can't forget which one. I'm not from that part of the country, but I guess Piggly Wiggly is a pretty big place. And we have at every single Piggly Wiggly location, there's actually an interview with the CEO and owner on YouTube with our CEO and their CEO talking about how he likes it for his whole program. Let's see. How do we get into something like this? Is it referrals? Yep. So it's all referrals. So after having this information and there's a training, we do weekly trainings. I'll make sure that Amir has you guys plugged in with the weekly trainings that we do. Let me see if you guys are in that channel. Let me see, SETC training. Yes, so we'll I'll talk to Amir with that, how you guys want to handle that, but we do a weekly training on that. If they ask us how we save money, do we learn that or should we just connect them to you guys? Good question. Without your health license, you cannot really explain that, okay? So this is like a health regulated product. So it'd be a good opportunity to defer that and be like, I don't have my health license, so I actually am not able to present all the information. Like this is what you would say, right? Like I don't have my health license, so I'm not able to. I personally have a health license, so I'm able to do the presentation. So I'm speaking in third person as if you were talking to a business owner, and you'd say, there's this really great program that's going to save you over $500 a year per employee that you have on your payroll, and each employee is going to get better. Let me reset that over. So you'd go to an employer, and usually for me, it's like I'm talking to a friend, right? I personally, like, I'm not doing cold calling or anything like that. But when I talk to somebody that I know, I'm like, yeah, there's this really cool program that doesn't cost you anything out of pocket, and it saves you a bunch of money, like over $500 a year per employee on your FICA taxes. And then each of your employees are going to get an increase in their pay of about $1,500 a year net, as well as a bunch of extra benefits: $0 copay, unlimited urgent care, unlimited primary care, unlimited preventative and mental health, all $0. And then their families are going to get a bunch of extra benefits as well. And it doesn't interfere with anything that you've got going on, and there's nothing, no out-of-pocket cost, right? So it depends on who you're talking to, but if they start to ask like, oh, well, how does that work? Like, how are you able to save me a bunch of money? You'd be like, well, I can get you on a 20-minute presentation and someone can explain it for you. Let me know a time that works for you. Just defer straight to the presentation, right? And if they're like, well, I want to know like a little bit more and how it works. Well, yeah, that's what the presentation is going to do. I actually don't have my health license, so I actually don't even know exactly how the numbers work, but was getting a call. It'd be like, so just getting back into that, you use you not having your health license as as like a tool to defer with, essentially. Let's see. Do we get the slide deck? Yeah, they're in the chat. Now keep in mind, with this sort of program, the less information that you share, the better, okay? Feel free, save the deck, retain all the information, go as deep as you want with it. But I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be you're going to lose more leads trying to explain it yourself or trying to send them the deck up front. So I highly recommend don't send them the deck before. We'll send them after the presentation, no problem. They can have the deck, right? We send out a census, we collect a census, we do a proposal. But guys, also I'm going to keep answering these questions, but I also just want to tell you guys, like, I have personally, so to bring in those 30,000 employees, it's been about 50 companies between September 14th and now when we first started with Champ. And I have sat in on probably 30 to 40 of those presentations. And I can tell you guys, and you guys can be on the presentation too, by the way, guys, like you can sit on the presentation. So once you schedule the presentation and you're it's not like you're just passing it off and you're just blind. Like, we want you on the presentation. We want you to see what happens. You guys will see the business owners literally their mouths like hit the floor. They're like, how, like, this is amazing. Like, this is going to save me a bunch of money. It's not going to cost me anything to save this money, right? It's not going to cost my employees anything, and they're going to get a better pay and all these benefits. Like, this is actually crazy. Like, what do I need to do? And we're like, well, we're going to send you a census. You just need to fill that out. We're going to generate a proposal for you, tell you exactly. So instead of just guessing, we're going to show you exactly based on your payroll numbers that you give us in the census, what it's going to look like, exactly how much you're going to be saving, exactly which of your employees qualify for this. Because just so you guys know, they need to, remember I said they need to be 10 full-time employees. So they need to be full-time. If they make less than 20,000 a year, it's hard for they don't typically have they would actually be paying more with that 190 than they're saving in taxes. So we only want to impact and enroll employees that are positively impacted, right? But most employees are making more than 20,000 a year, right? That's like that's less than minimum wage. So, yeah, I mean, you guys will see. It's kind of like magical. Like, wow, these business owners had no idea about this. They have no. It's like it's a no-brainer, right? Like, you just think if you were sitting and watching a presentation, you're like, you're gonna save this much money. Your employees are gonna get this raise. Your employees are gonna get all these benefits. It's not going to cost anything to you guys out of pocket. The only thing your employees need to do is participate in this app, which we already have about 100% participation rate on, and we see 95% of employees get enrolled in it because they want the increase in their pay, right? They want the access to all these extra benefits for spending 5 minutes out of their day, right? It's a very, very, very easy pitch once we're on the call. Let's see. Yeah, that's the sweet spot for the person that's asking. They need to be making at least 20K a year. Do we get commissions even if the employees don't go on the app once a month? Yes. The reason why is because the employees are enrolling. It's a self-funded plan. So remember, the employees are saying, yes, I'm going to, they get enrolled in the plan, and they are agreeing to going in to the app once a month, which they get push notifications, and it's a super clean. Like, I'll literally show you guys. Watch, I'm gonna turn on my camera real quick. You guys should be able to see. You guys should be able to see me real quick. Check this out. Like, this is the real app that you go into. It pulls up. You put in your passcode. You go into it. Right, your actual digital ID card for all your prescriptions. So I can click on view my prescription, right? And I have literally like a normal prescription card, right, for the prescriptions. I'm able to come in here and get all my care. So everything is in here through the app. And actually my activities, see, I actually have a video, past to do. I go into it and it's a video. And then I have this article that I just have to just scroll right here and acknowledge. Takes me literally, and this video is 58 seconds long. Okay? And then I have one more video that's 59 seconds long. So it's very, very easy to interact with. And so they also are able to retroactively do it. Okay, so they have until the end of the year to go in and spend those 5 minutes. And if they don't, we still get paid our commissions. The employees, the company still saves that 4780 or that 573.60 a year per employee. It's now just on the employee to either complete those action items before the end of the year, or they might be taxed on those excess benefits. So it's on the employee. We always will get paid our commissions 100%, which is really cool. So it's never, even if there's, a couple people that don't do their action items for a month and then they catch up the next month, and obviously if someone just isn't doing them for, a whole year, then they're going to get taken off the plan. Or I think it's like more than 3 months, then they'll be just taken off the plan. Okay, so there's never a case where commissions are getting clawed back or anything like that. What's the duration from when the deal is signed to when we get the commission? So that's a really good question, because every deal, so first off, it depends on how many employees, right? A company with 10 employees is going to be much quicker, much easier to enroll, much quicker to generate a census and generate a proposal and go through the whole process with decision makers with 10 employees versus 1,000 employees. Okay, so it's super variable, right? Like a large company with tens of thousands of employees could take 6 months to enroll, right? A year to enroll. It depends on how many people you have to go back and forth. Keep in mind, guys, this is a long play, okay? Like, this isn't something where you're going to get rich tomorrow. This isn't something where you're solving your financial issues overnight. This isn't the place where, where we're like, that's crypto, that's the, you go high risk in those sort of spaces. This is a place where you're like investing some time, some energy, and you're building a real residual income, right? This is like a real business. And I highly recommend, guys, also getting your health license, because then you can also get paid directly from the TPA, which is the third-party administrator that pays out everybody. So to answer your question, it really depends on how many. It could be as short as 5 to 6 weeks with a small company. But there's also other variables too, right? It's not just the size of the company, right? It's how fast does that company get us the census, right? So we have the initial presentation. If they want to move forward, we send them a census that we need to collect. Census has a bunch of PHI, personal health information, as well as like payroll data, things that they need to go and fill in for their employees. A lot of times it's very painless, right? It's not this very long process, but the company just has to be deliberate about doing it, right? So most of the time, like if they use ADP or Paychex, we connect with their payroll partner at the payroll company, and then we just collect all the census data directly from them, right? But that takes like a deliberate effort from the company to get us with their payroll person. And so, and sometimes there's levels, especially with the larger companies, there's some levels of decision making, right? This is still a sale at the end of the day, right? We're still selling the business on choosing to get on this program and integrate this, right? Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys and sit here and say like, this is just like going away on the sidewalk and handing away $100 bill, right? That's probably a little bit easier. Handing away money, right? We're saving the business a bunch of money. So, you've got to have a business owner that's motivated, right? It has to be pitched the right way. The good thing is you guys have to rely on any of that. All of our presenters are absolute killers. Everybody that presents, we're beasts, and you'll see the magic on the call. But, I know I have a friend right now who he was saying like some insurance claim. He got some like camera equipment or something stolen from him, and he's able to get $50,000. $50,000 check, but he's been waiting like 6 months to send the insurance company the information that they need, just out of pure laziness, right? So he's like, oh, I could get $50K anytime I want, but he's not motivated by money because he's making $1 million a year, not really caring about the $50K, so there's so many variables and situations. That's why there's so many like this is still a psychological sale at the end of the day, right? We still have to convince the business owner to get their census in and be motivated enough. The timing has to be right. So I don't want you guys to kid yourself and like, this isn't necessarily just going to be a walk in the park, but I will tell you guys the chassis, right? When you just look at like the 1,000-foot overview, and what I mean by chassis, like what is this built on, right? What's the chassis? What's the vehicle of this entire offer? and that's kind of where it all starts. You have to ask yourself, like, is this a good offer? It's a fucking amazing offer, right? So the offer is not the issue, right? We have to just figure out like the psychology and the complacency of people like actually moving forward with these deals. And that's why Amir and I are constantly saying this is really a warm relationship type of thing. So if you live overseas, if you don't live in the US and you're not able to just like go talk to business owners or make those relationships, I personally think you're going to have better luck going and presenting this opportunity and finding partners and like JV, like joint venture opportunities, people that you can partner up with in the US that do have networks that you can bring this offer to. And then you can kind of help them with the operations and managing it. And then they obviously are kind of like your bullhorn and your reach. That's what I would do personally, because cold email, cold outreach, like, yes, it's a great offer. You can go and pitch a bunch of business owners and it's going to be a numbers game at the end of the day. But it's not hard to get businesses on a presentation. It's hard for a cold lead to actually be motivated enough to actually submit their census and all the data that we need on the back end and for them to actually finish it. Right. So no problem generating leads and generating interested business owners, but actually getting cold leads that are wanting to convert, it's very difficult. Okay. So you're gonna have this is all warm relationship. Out of all the 50 deals that we've done over the past couple months, they've all been like somebody's mom or somebody's uncle is in this position, someone's grandpa is in this position, someone knows somebody that's in this position, right? It's all warm relationships where it's been very easy to set up the call, right? It hasn't been very pushy. I will say there has been a little bit of LinkedIn outreach. Okay, there is one guy that did bring the 9,000 employee deal. I will be honest, that was from cold LinkedIn outreach. Okay, so cold outreach isn't terrible, but it's just all psychology at the end of the day, right? It's the way that you present it. So I'm going to keep going here real quick, guys. Then I actually had a hard stop 2 minutes ago, but I'll give you guys 5 more minutes. Not FUD, just thinking devil's advocate. Why wouldn't Champs pay salesmen instead of paying residuals to affiliate marketers that are just making insurance? So they do both, Sean. So like there's people that are actually like fully licensed and they do the whole shebang themselves, right? But with us, we have a partnership where you aren't required to be licensed to just be a referral partner if you're just making the introduction.
Yeah,
okay,
and
so there's
also
a bunch
super quick just to reiterate. You cannot find or you cannot get enrolled in a Champ Health affiliate program anywhere else. Actually, all 3 of these opportunities in this Discord, you cannot find anywhere else. You can either only find Champ Health and SCTC through David or through me to get onboarded as an affiliate. This is not something you can go on Google, click be an affiliate. Like, this is extremely rare, lucrative, and special opportunity that's only going to exist through me or David. You're not gonna be able to get onboarded through anybody else, anywhere else. The only way you will be onboarded through anyone else, anywhere else, is if it's on the top of the line, it's actually me and David, right? So this is the only place you guys can find this. So it's not like that Champ Health's begging everyone to be an affiliate. This is something that they graciously gave to me and David. David brought it to me, and we're giving this to you guys. So again, just wanted to put it out there. It's not something that you can just find on the internet, Google it. It's not going to happen. So it's only possible through this Discord and through David's network.
Yeah, that's absolute facts, guys. These aren't like I'm sure everybody's been involved with all sorts of opportunities and seen all sorts of things. Like this is a very high level opportunity, guys. It's a very serious, like high level sort of program opportunity. It's not like a little affiliate marketing, network marketing, go and get people to sign up for a $297 a month mentorship and go get your 3 and free MLM type bullshit, guys. Like this is literally a real insurance business. We are helping people. Like there's literally the company that we facilitate all these deals through that has the exclusive rights to Champion Health. Their name is Affordicare. They have almost 2 million lives under management. Okay. Like I got to hang out with the CEO for a couple of weeks, like literally threw me the keys to his McLaren to just go and like drive it around, like building a 20,000 square foot house right now, paying $1 million to get just some trees in his front yard removed, right? Like that's a different type of flex when you spend $1 million. He was telling me like they charge, these arbors charge like a crazy amount per inch that the tree is. And he has like acres and acres of trees and literally paying over $1 million just to clear out some trees to build a 20,000 square foot house. Like it's a different kind of flex and different type of money that's being involved here, guys. So, and the fact that it's residual, right? You do the work once, you bring in the business one time, maybe there's a little bit of follow-up involved, right? Maybe we reach out to you, maybe there's like, that's part of sales, right? There's going to be a sales cycle, but once that business is on Champion Health, guys, businesses do not get off Champion Health. Okay, just so you guys know, like they do not choose to get off Champion Health because they're saving so much money, because it's such a benefit to their employees, right? They immediately see an increase in how happy their employees are, right? Because their employees are getting paid more, their employees are getting access to all these $0 copay benefits, right? Plus, the company is receiving that savings on the bottom line from month one, right? They're saving that $47.80 per employee. So a big company sees the impact, right? 1,000 employees, they're saving 50 grand a month right off rip every single month, right? So this isn't like a game, guys. Like this isn't like a tiny thing. And like Amir said, you can't just like go on Champion Health and become an affiliate. You can't just go on to SET on Gig Worker and click anywhere to become an affiliate. This stuff isn't advertised. Right. I get brought these opportunities by very close people in my network on my team. And we go out and we vet these privately between CEO to CEO. Right. I'm CEO of my company. I go speak with the CEO of these companies and we have a very high level chat and I vet it. This is not, just so you guys know, also, I looked at about 6 other Section 125 companies. Okay. This isn't like the only company. We're not the only company that's doing Section 125 deductions and running these sorts of health management plans. Okay. There's actually a lot that it's actually kind of a gray area because there's some companies that are doing this. There's actually 2 types of Section 125 plans. There's Section 125 plans that are called fully insured fixed indemnity plans, and those are a big no-no, big red flag. The IRS has actually specifically put out articles related to fully insured fixed indemnity plans. So the big difference between those types of Section 125 plans and our Section 125 plan is that this is a self-funded program, is that the employees are choosing to enroll in this program. And again, we've been around for, Champion Health has been around for the better part of 10 years. It's been fully vetted to the highest degree. So just, yeah, this is a very, very serious thing, guys. I was wondering, like me and a lot of employees that work for a company and say, we pitch this information to the owner, how do we benefit on top of the savings like referrals? So, I mean, Saul, if you were the one that introduced this to your company, then you would be the referring agent on that deal, right? So you would be making the PEPM, right? So, I mean, you would benefit. That's how you would be directly benefiting by introducing this to the company. And it would make you look like a hero, right? To your company, because you just directly brought them a program that's going to save them a bunch of money. Right. I know it can be hard. I think the caveat there is like getting to the decision maker, right? It's kind of hard sometimes, depending on the environment, right? I know any sort of time I've worked a 9-to-5 before, like in a corporate environment, it's very hard to get the respect with the executives to like actually take you seriously. But if you have that in, right, that's really like what this program is for. It's for people that have the in, people that have the relationships, people that can actually get a decision maker of a company on a call for 20 minutes to just see what this program is about, because it's kind of hard to, it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it sort of thing. And just so you guys know, just to give you a little story with Bass Pro Shops, they were actually presented, Johnny Morris, who's the owner of Bass Pro Shops, he actually was presented Champion Health about a year ago, didn't move forward at the time, wasn't the right time for them, and now is ready to move forward. They've had some time to think about it, right? It's almost like a once you see it, you can't unsee it sort of thing, because Johnny Morris, for the past year, him and his son, Johnny Morris Jr., have been thinking about, oh my gosh, there's this program that can save us, literally tens of millions of dollars, because 43,000, and I mean, look at that, 43,000 times 573.60 is saving $24 million in FICA taxes per year for Bass Pro Shops. So it's, I mean, and that's just the FICA match savings for the company. So it's huge. All right, you won't be able to legally send me money. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you would need to have a, like a legal person that can accept someone that's over 18 that can fill out a W-8, right? Because that's how we pay international people, is the W-8s, and so that can legally fill that out. Are companies outside the U.S. able to answer this champ program? No. Have you seen anyone attempt to automate this? We're 100% hands off introducing employees to Champ. Definitely be interesting to try. I mean, no, there really hasn't been a cold outreach effort done. It's not really recommended. And also, guys, it needs to be approved. So if you guys are going to do any sort of cold outreach, it does need to be approved, right? Because if you're not licensed doing cold outreach, you have to be very, 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 very careful with how you are pitching it, right? You actually can't really you actually can't name drop Champion Health without having your license, right? So you have to basically be very vague, mentioning that there's this program that can save them a bunch of money, increase their employees' pay, and give them a bunch of better benefits. So you have to be very vague with it, which is kind of hard to do when you're trying to build trust, right? They want to know who you are. So that's why cold outreach doesn't work as well. Like I said, it's better off if you are overseas, you're going to be better off bringing this to an influencer or somebody that is connected in the States that can help you kind of be that, have that bullhorn and get out to business owners. It's very, very much relationship based, guys.
I think that's all the questions, David. I'm looking at the chat. There's no more questions. So what I wanted to say was, for those of you guys who stayed here for almost 2 hours listening to everything that we have to say, you guys are gonna crush it. And second of all, make sure you guys review all the material so you guys can actually take action on this. Second of all, thank you to David. I know David's never taken 2 hours out of his time to be able to present anything to anybody. So you guys give a big thank you to David. And third of all, the SETC and the other opportunities, we were going to talk about them, but it's better fit that you guys actually go watch the old recorded live training for the SETC that we did last week. It's in the SETC channels. Go ahead and look at that and get a good overview about what all that is. And maybe you guys can take advantage of both of these opportunities at once. But for now, stay focused. Don't go back on, I don't know how old you guys are, some people go back on TikTok after they look at something and they just get distracted and, lose all the opportunity away. Like, this is 2024. So make sure you guys are using this year properly. This is a year that we're all gonna crush it, right? Me and David crushed it last year. Me and David made a lot of money on one of our other offers. We're gonna kill it with these offers. And it's whether you guys are gonna join us or not, because we're going to be having hundreds, if not thousands of people that are working with us on this that are going to be making a fuckload of money. So it's whether you're joining us or not. Not to be like that dickhead and say we don't need you guys, but the reality is that people are going to be doing this anyways with us. So it's either you're with us or you're not. It doesn't affect us. So with that being said, I appreciate all of you. David, is there any other last words that you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, last thing I just wanted to just literally show you guys, take 2 seconds. They say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, documentation beats conversation. So just to fire you guys up, because I threw a big number. I said, I think I threw this number around. I think I mentioned to you guys that my team did over 100 million with ERC, just to show you guys, I had literally no experience in ERC until a year and a half ago. Just sharing my screen very quickly. I'm going to refresh this page. Just pay attention. I'm refreshing this. This is a report from you guys. So the firm that we worked with is Bottom Line Savings. You guys can go on their website, look into them. I have no affiliation other than being an affiliate with them. This is a read only. I don't have any permission to rename or change this file or do anything. And there's, everybody's seen an Excel sheet before. So just to come to all my deals and click, this is the total deal value of every single deal in here has been submitted. Okay, so you can scroll through here. Every single one of these deals, the deal's either been submitted or paid out on. So this isn't just deals that we put through the pipeline. This is completed, done deals submitted to the IRS, getting paid out on. You guys can see the sum in the bottom right here where my cursor is. That's $105,402,213.50. And this is my personal report that I just refreshed in front of you guys, right? I can't change any of this. It's a completely read-only. It pulls directly from the firm's server. This is how they track their deals if you guys did ERC with us, okay? So there's no cap over here. Literally have done over 100 million in processed refunds with the last opportunity that we did. And it's because I took this shit seriously, guys. I literally watched. It's funny that this was an hour and a half. For ERC, my friend sent me a video and he's like, yo, you can make a bunch of money doing this. I didn't take him seriously the first time, ended up rewatching it a couple weeks later, watched the entire hour-and-a-half video, and then got to fucking work that same day and was already putting in deals that same day.
And I introduced multiple people to David that have done the very, very similar thing to David, right? David's not even literally the people that he on.
Yeah.
He's not even showing the people that I introduced to him. There's people that I introduced to him that did well over $50 million. A single guy in 4 months did $50 million with that, right? And me and David make money on that as well, right? So, like, it's not just David. There are many people doing this. Obviously, what David did is an extremely high level of a number. That's a great achievement, but it's possible, guys. It's like David's showing you guys very, very possible all of this. And he did this in under a year.
And guys, we were like barely trying. We had no employees, right? Like a team that we had, a small team that we had, like very, very light work. Okay. And because the offer was so good. Okay. Remember, it's all about the offer. ERC was giving away free money to business owners, right? Like literally, like when else in life, like unless there's another pandemic, I hope there's not, right? But unless there's like another giant government handout thing where they pass out some stimulus, handing out trillions of dollars, there's never going to be another offer like that. I mean, SETC, right? We're currently in that, the self-employed tax credit. So very similar, like we're literally giving away free money to people. It does not get better than these offers. And then everything we talked about today isn't giving away money, but in a way it is, because we're helping them save a bunch of money. So I love these types of offers, and I run these offers to the fucking moon, because it's just a numbers game, right? You talk to enough people, you're going to have people that are interested in this, right? Because it's hard to say no. We're not having to go sell them, oh, come and buy my coaching course for $20,000, right? And you have to like sell them on all this value. It's like, no, like we can hit them with numbers. We're going to save you a bunch of money, and it's not going to cost you anything to save that money, right? And here's how it works. Like we're just educating business owners on how they can save a bunch of money. So yeah, I don't think I need to beat a dead horse, but massive difference. Also, really good question. Just someone asked, are the commissions different? Basically, someone's asking, is the commissions different if you have your license? No, but if you do have your license, listen, guys, if you do have your license, you can own your book of business. Okay, which means like you can sell that book of business. You own the book of business. So this is a real business that has an exit strategy to it, right? Unfortunately, if you don't have your license, and you don't live in the US, it's impossible to get your license. But that's why I recommend working with somebody. Maybe you can work with somebody in the US, partner with them. You guys can have an entity together. They can have their license, right? Getting your license is easy. It's maybe 2 weeks of studying, and then you take a multiple choice test, and you need a 70% to pass. Very, very easy. Okay. But that's kind of all I've got. That's my closing words right there, guys, is that like, this is like you're talking to people that are actually qualified, actually have done real numbers, like have the documentation to prove it. We're here to support you guys. Anything that you guys need, just hit me up, tag me in the chat, DM me, reach out to Amir, whatever. I want to make sure you guys are supported for this. But yeah, we're gonna make a lot of money this year.
All right, David, thank you so much. Guys, this call is recorded. I'm going to upload it probably later on tonight. So if you guys wanted to review any other info that was important or that you thought was important, do so. David, thank you so much. Guys, we're going to go ahead and end this call. I hope you guys all take some action. This is information that people would fucking charge a crazy amount of money for, but we're giving it to you guys for free. So catch up with you guys soon, and see you guys later.
See you guys.